Salve Amiki. My name is Taha Lee, and I'm running to be your next GJCL president. The first time I stepped into Rock Eagle, I thought to myself, Mom, come pick me up. This is definitely a cult. However, this thought only lasted for a moment before the cheers, smiles, and spirit filled the auditorium. Throughout that weekend, I shared a plate of waffles with Eastside, got chased by geese, and met some of the most talented yet humble people I've ever encountered. From attending multiple state and national conventions, along with Pretoria, I earned myself the title of being called the kid who wears a varsity Latin shirt to school every other day. But my passion is not my only strong suit. You deserve an officer who can not only bring passion but experience to the table. Ego possum, I can. As your 2019-2020 parliamentarian, I attracted nearly 30 pre-filed candidates, being the highest number in GJCL history, along with creating our first constitution guide and virtual election procedure. Outside of this, I am a officer in my local JCL chapter, the Wheeler Steam Academy president, and drum major for our marching band. You deserve a candidate who can bring great ideas and execute them well. Ego possum, I can. I intend to create a guide for running a chapter that will empower local chapters and create a well-rounded Georgia Latin community. I also plan to establish a monthly presidential updates compilation that will include officer accomplishments as well as news for GJCLers to look forward to. As part of this plan for greater accessibility and transparency, I'll add a Google Calendar with all upcoming dates to the website to make sure no state or national deadlines are missed. You deserve a candidate who can keep chapters engaged throughout the year. Ego possum, I can. Implementing monthly challenges such as a bake-off or even a meme contest will keep the GJCL well connected between state meetings. You deserve a candidate who will fight for classical education. Ego possum, I can. Like many of you, my Latin career started in middle school, and it saddens me that middle school programs across the state are being cut out. To combat this, I want to create a statewide middle school initiative, which will include talking to district officials, going to local middle schools to promote GJCL, and bringing middle schoolers into more events like Curtamen, tournaments, and special workshops at convention. You deserve a president that can accomplish all these things and more, and together, nos possumus, we can. Gratias vobis ago et volete omnes.
Salve Amiki. My name is Meyer, and I'm running to be your next GJCL president. I first joined the JCL back in 2015 and have gone to every fall forum and state convention since then. I was appointed as GJCL hostess in 2019 and I'm still forever grateful for my term as I got to work with both the 2018 to 2019 and 2019 to 2020 executive boards, as well as learn how to help run the GJCL in a traditional pre-pandemic time. This last year I served as your second vice president, earning us third place overall in the first ever National Virtual Spirit Contest, and helped organize and lead traditionally in-person events like Pretoria and Fall Forum as virtual conferences. Additionally, I have served on the Membership Advisory Committee, which has given me a better understanding of how to communicate with individual chapters and see what changes you guys want to see. With the upcoming year, things are still very unpredictable. I definitely don't want to promise anything I'm not guaranteed, and as much as we would love to get back to normal and start having real-life in-person events, we need to ensure that we aren't jeopardizing ourselves and our community's safety. We don't know what the next year will look like, but my experience working on the executive board these last 2 years has given me the confidence to lead the GJCL through anything, whether that's in person or virtual. As president, my main goal is to improve what we already have rather than attempt to introduce and implement a whole new agenda. I know this previous year has been very difficult for JCLers to maintain engagement and activity, and we've declined in overall participation. In hopes to build ourselves back up, I plan to work closely in collaboration with other officers to make some minor changes that I believe will make major improvements. With that, I encourage you to visit the Candidates Hub or my Instagram at Anna4GJCL for my entire in-depth platform and how I plan to assist with the Membership Advisory Committee, work closely with the second VP to promote NJCL spirit and service participation, expand the statewide newsletter, as well as make the GJCL social medias more personable, engaging, and interactive, as well as tidy up the website. With my previous terms in mind, I know where we are powerful and where we tend to fall short. My priorities as president are to simplify, grow, and improve, and I believe my plan will strengthen the GJCL's overall presence, communication, inclusion, and success both locally and nationally. Thank you so much for believing in me. If you have any questions or would like to chat, feel free to reach out. Again, I would appreciate it if you check out my Instagram at Anna4GJCL for more information about me and my platform. Well, for now, see you soon.
Salve Omnis. My name is Grace Shen, and I'm currently a junior at Walton High School, and I'm running to be your next GJCL First Vice President. I've always loved being an advocate. I love helping others and promoting the things I'm dedicated to. After I developed a passion for Latin in 8th grade, I wanted to introduce Latin and the joys of the JCL to even more people. At first, this meant being more active in my own chapter, so in freshman year, I read Curtamen questions almost every Friday morning for the new Latin ones, and this continued into sophomore year. This year, despite our club activities being virtual, I've still been able to make friends with the middle schoolers over Discord and help foster a love for Latin and Curtamen. This year, I've also encouraged GHP candidates to participate in virtual StateCon and urged them to talk to their Latin teachers about forming a local chapter. Nothing makes me more satisfied than being able to bring others the same joy that the JCL has given to me, which is why I'm running for GJCL First VP. Over the past 2 years, I've had the privilege to serve as both one of my chapter's editors and as one of the vice presidents. As editor, I won second place for both the GJCL and NJCL local publications contest. As vice president, I've won several categories in the NJCL monthly publicity contest between September and January. Some of my favorite publicity projects have been making JCL-themed bookmarks for a school media center and posting hand-drawn PSAs for our virtual classroom bulletins. I've been to 3 NatCons, 2 in-person state conventions, 2 fall forums, and Praetoria, in addition to many Curtamen tournaments and several chapter-hosted events. This year, I've also been part of Kaya's membership advisory committee, which helped me gain a better understanding of the responsibilities of First VP. My platform consists of 3 main parts. First, I'd like to start a statewide monthly publicity contest to recognize Georgia chapters for their publicity efforts and help them win more national monthly publicity contests. In addition, I'd like to expand the membership and publicity guide that Vivi created and Kaya edited. Specifically, I'd like to create a rubric for publicity and a continually expanding Q&A section, which would feature questions that the membership advisory committee members would help to answer. Finally, I'd like to reach out to smaller or inactive chapters using the membership advisory committee through various platforms such as Instagram, Facebook, email, Discord, and more to boost membership and participation after the pandemic. Remember, Grace S. is the best choice for First VP. Thank you for considering me, and enjoy your state convention.
Salve te amici. My name is Isabel Byers, and I want to be your GJCL second vice president. I'm a junior at Walton High School, and I'm currently a vice president at my local JCL. I've always been passionate about spirit and service ever since I was little. My dad would take me to different volunteer activities, such as Salvation Army bell ringing and fundraising events. I'm still active in community service, and this Valentine's Day, I organized a card writing event in which Walton JCL teamed up with another club to make over 200 cards for the frontline workers at our local hospital. As far as spirit, I'm very outspoken and love shouting JCL chants at state and NatCon. My passion for spirit and service has led me to these roles at my local chapter and is part of the reason why I'm running to be your second vice president. As far as my involvement in the JCL, I've been to 3 fall forums, 2 in-person state conventions, 3 national conventions, and numerous Curtamen tournaments. I also went to Praetoria this year, and I'm an active member of the Membership Advisory Committee. Through these events and my time on the Walton JCL board, I've gained a good understanding of how the JCL works on all 3 levels. Furthermore, in my term as president, Walton JCL has won second place in National Club of the Month twice, first place in GJCL Club of the Month 3 times, and second place in GJCL Club of the Month also 3 times. My platform consists of 3 main parts: compiling spirit and service information, changing an aspect of the Club of the Month rubric, and creating a spreadsheet with potential service events and organizations. As far as compiling spirit and service information, I want to create a link which contains all the spirit and service information that GJCLers might want via a link tree. I think that if this information was more accessible, more GJCLers would be willing to apply to Club of the Month and other contests. My proposal for the Club of the Month rubric is to adjust the number of tiers of participation. The reason for this change is because it's more difficult for clubs with middle school members to reach higher tiers of participation because of differing middle school and high school schedules. So this change would even things out a little bit. The third part of my platform is the creation of a Google Sheets spreadsheet with a list of different potential organizations that GJCLers could contact and work with for their service events. This spreadsheet would include the name of the organization, a description, possible service events, and their contact information. Please check out my website and my Instagram for more information. Don't forget to vote Isabel B for your second VP.
Salve Amiki, my name's Kate Casey, and I'm running to be our next second vice president. On the way home from my first state convention in 8th grade year, I realized that I had fallen in love with the GJCL pretty quickly, and immediately started thinking of ways to up my involvement in the organization. Fueled by a newfound passion, I became second vice president of my club freshman year, served for 2 years, and am currently the co-president of the Wheeler chapter. My drive and creativity have carried me through almost 4 years in Latin Club, and I'm overjoyed about the opportunity to take my leadership to the state level. The beginning phases of my campaign platform are all about accessibility. I plan to create a Google Drive folder acting as a one-stop shop for all GJCL spirit and service needs. I'm planning to include all Club of the Month elements in one document for ease of entry, an interactive document where JCLers can share service project ideas, and the updated 2021-2022 Spirit and Service Guide, which will include information on how to stay spirited in such a virtual world. Spewing off of that concept, one of the larger changes I would like to make is the publishing of the Spirit Tally. There's obviously an endless amount of pre-convention spirit points to be earned, but I feel like chapters would be more motivated to participate in such if they had the opportunity to view the point values and standings at hand. This can easily be accomplished through a Google Sheet, sorted by chapter and by event, viewable to all GJCLers in the previously mentioned resource folder. I'm hoping to promote accountability and transparency through a simple yet extremely effective publishing move. Finally, the largest part of my platform is the introduction of the GJCL web store. If elected, I plan to implement a virtual bazaar-style store through customink.com, where GJCLers will have the chance to order apparel that isn't specific to any particular school, just a promotion of the league in general. My ultimate goal is to provide unity and pride as an organization in a time when most chapters are apart, and I believe that the web store can do just that. I've already created a few design concepts, and the Custom Ink program will handle all of the logistics. The best part, though, is that the program allows for group fundraising through all product sales. I plan to donate said profits to a cause of the GJCL's choice, keeping particularly in mind the Georgia 4-H Foundation, the nonprofit that takes care of all the Rock Eagle facilities that we know and love so well. This opens the door not only to obtain GJCL merchandise and wrap your JC love, but also to support a charitable cause in doing so. With all these ideas, I hope to bring us further together in a time that we are pushed so far apart. Don't forget to vote Kate Casey for second VP. Walete!
Salve! My name is Savannah Cruz, and I am currently a junior at Kell High School in Cobb County. I am running for the office of parliamentarian. This past year, I was elected as co-consul of my local chapter, and the experience has proved to be enlightening and inspiring. I've always loved Latin. It's by far my favorite class. But this past year has truly cultivated my passion and love for both, and they've come to mean a lot to me. I hope to inspire that same love and interest in others at Cal and throughout the JCL, whether I'm elected for state office or not. Why I'm running, though, is because of the care I have for the JCL. I wish to do my best to better it, to nudge it even further towards its true potential, as the officers of the past have done, in an effort to make the GJCL the best it can be, expanded, influential, recognized. I shall endeavor to do this to the best of my abilities. I am very detailed, organized, and methodical. I enjoy writing, and my reading comprehension skills are very advanced. Last year, I helped review the bylaws of my school's Band Booster Association, found some minor errors, and thoroughly enjoyed the experience. I have read and understand the bylaws and articles of incorporation of the GJCL and the National Constitution of the NJCL. As parliamentarian, I will ensure the bylaws and articles of incorporation are strictly adhered to, and elections for next year will be fair and efficient as directed by the bylaws. I will do my very best to fulfill every duty of the parliamentarian and ensure the integrity of the office. I will do my very best to assist in molding a better future for the GJCL through assisting other officers with organizational-wide projects, if needed, through ensuring the proper ratification of amendments, and through keeping in contact with parliamentarians across the NJCL to keep Georgia an innovative and prominent member of the national organization. I want the best for my chapter and for the GJCL as a whole. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Salve Omnis, Nomen me yes, Bingy Park, I'm running to become your next parliamentarian. Throughout my high school years, I had many leadership positions, like my role as a drum major, which helped me prepare to become a leader of a large group like the GJCL. Also, I made many clubs with different nonprofit organizations. Each time I made a club, I had to interpret the bylaws that the organization gave me and establish rules for the clubs that I made so I can ensure that my clubs will run as smoothly as possible. As a parliamentarian, I would be expected to interpret the Article of Incorporation and the bylaws. With this experience, I am sure I am ready to take on this duty. As a parliamentarian, I would like to focus on 4 different things. First, I want to hold around 4 election prep meetings. After Praetoria, I will release a Google form for the students who are interested in becoming a candidate. Then these students will be invited to an election prep meeting, and I'll invite the officers who are also free on those dates. These meetings will help the students prepare for the elections and provide the future candidates a chance to ask questions to the state officers. Secondly, I want to make an interactive Article of Incorporation and the bylaws. Having a Google Doc on the website like now may be convenient, but it was hard for many students to read. Making an interactive PPT with buttons that will lead to different sections of the Article of Incorporation and the bylaws will help the students read and navigate through these documents better. Thirdly, I want to make an interactive election guide. This guide will contain information about eligibility, election timeline, campaigning policy, and general election information. Lastly, I want to work with the webmaster to update our candidacy page on the GJCL website. Currently, our GJCL website has many hyperlinks for the candidates to click on to view the documents that they need to view. However, I want to work with the webmaster to embed all of these documents on the webpage so it is easier for the candidates to view, which will benefit them in the future. As a parliamentarian, I will make sure to reach out, make the website more interactive, and the information more visible. Thank you for listening to me. Valvete Omnis.
Savannah Omnis, my name is Kelly Jong and I am running to be your next GJCL secretary. As a freshman, I remember the night before my first national convention, I had undergone an unfortunate series of events such as missing 2 flights and driving 10 hours in a rental car that almost broke down on the highway. But the unforgettable competitions on who made the best ice cream every meal and the pride that I brought to the GJCL family after my performance in That's Entertainment proved that this unique, cozy environment is something that differentiated the Latin community from all others. I have demonstrated continuous determination through being the freshman representative, secretary, and now the vice president of the Northview JCL. Some of the external leadership positions that I partake in include being the president of the class council for 3 consecutive years and the vice president of 4 other service and music clubs. With these qualifications, I'm excited to offer my platform, which I summarize with accessibility, increase in viewership, and more alternative news, or AIM. First is accessibility. To implement adjustments and translate them to the local audience, I will provide a summary of the minutes in all of the newsletters so that the viewers will have a more convenient, condensed understanding of the minutes. I will also format the newsletters in PDF for them to be posted on the website and hyperlink to the newsletters. Next is to increase viewership. Beyond the default email format, I will post a link to the newsletters on Remind as well as on other apps like Instagram and Discord. Reaching out to every chapter individually, I plan to contact the MAC or the leadership board to promote signing up for these newsletters. Last is to provide more alternative news. I want to add a section that involves a more personal interaction with the GJCLers, such as celebrating seniors' acceptances to colleges or shouting out humans of GJCL. Personalizing the newsletters will force a wider audience to be aware and interact with it as they submit their own contributions, and it will lend an additional source for photos. I envision being the secretary of the Georgia JCL as a symbolism of me returning the torch of kindness handed to me by the community that fostered my growth. The incentive of being a GJCL officer shares my goal to continue to be inspired by those whose passions exceed mine, and I look forward to helping and improving the association that represents all aspects that I stand for. Gracias, Wopis Ago, and don't forget to vote Kelly for secretary.